Of the Purple Rain podcast and its bonus episode. It's going to be a fiery bonus one today. So, for context, we are recording this 48 hours after the PWHL dropped its schedule for the 2025-26 season. And it should be a lovely day, getting the schedules, you know. It now means PWHL hockey's finally around the corner. We'll only have about, 5 or 6 weeks left to go. See if the season starts Sunday is Wicked for Good comes out in the cinemas, yes. Have you watched the final trailer yet? Because I watched it last week. Was that not which one, Hamilton? No, what Hamilton last week was the first one. Oh, I need to... Yeah, I've seen it. It's, I'm sure we can show you afterwards. Yeah. But yeah, that's good. Then, when does Utopia come out? Because Nick's been telling me about Utopia too. I think that might be, I think that's the following week. Thanksgiving. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I know. So I think we might be doing Utopia Christmas. Please do Wicked for Good first. Anyway, yeah, it should be a happy day, but it was not a happy day. I mean, first of all, no warning. I know, right? I can't believe that we got a pre-warning announcement for the Barbie thing back in the summer. But the schedules, which is the most important thing to do in a right to hockey season, we're going to do no warning. We're going to drop them on a Wednesday morning. Did you say afternoon? Yeah, but I did check out because I tied it. No, don't worry about that. Never worry about that. Yeah. What was with that stupid video that we did on social? I think all the teams have done it. Oh, but that just felt completely stupid. I just felt, what was the point of that? Just completely ridiculous. Oh, anyway, yeah. So normally schedule release day the last 2 seasons has been quite a bit of a happy day because it means we get the schedule, we can now look at what the fixtures are, you know, and just get ready for what's going to be a really exciting season. But this season, of course, you've got to remember, we are in the thick of a Olympic cycle. We, of course, have got, between now and March, are doing Olympic hockey shows to get you guys ready for the Winter Olympics in Milan Cortina. I, of course, will also be doing some Olympic-themed tour report bids to cover the men's side with my now Four Nations Canada jersey, because obviously for the men's side I'm going to be Team Canada, but the women's side I'm still Team USA. Yeah, so we kind of knew that the Olympics would maybe change the way the schedule works. Yeah, because obviously throughout last season, I think us three, and even Josh and Jill said it as well on their shows, like how chances are the league probably will not let the players and staff go to both Milan Cortina and wherever the World Championships is going to be. Mm-hmm. Now, at the time of recording this, we still have no confirmation of the dates and location for the top division of the Women's World Championships for the IHF. But we are expecting that to come very soon because the idea is it's going to still be held in April, despite the fact that it'll be 5 or 6 weeks after Milan Cortina, because the gold medal match is in February the 19th. Yes, that is about 5-6 weeks afterwards. Yeah. Not ideal. No. So there's a chance that you two could still have World Championships to cover during the tail end of the regular season. Yeah. We're going to come to that in a moment. We will come to that moment. Yeah, but yeah. So I kind of feel like this year's schedule release of the 3 that we've been involved with, so 25, 24, 23, I kind of feel this one has felt more back to school buys, where before you break the summer, you would get your term dates for the following year, and you would look at those and go, oh my bloody god. because it would just feel unbearable. And I think we get to high school, the term dates in high school dragged more than they did in primary school. Particularly get more towards more the summer months, they really did drag, particularly for Key Stage 3 time, because that, you know, it's what about your exams yet, but it gets Key 4, that's when it gets really mental. That's kind of how I felt, you know, you just look at the sport, don't like that, just like, I mean, we literally have spent the last 48 hours tearing our schedule apart, because it's crap. Yeah, it's crap. It is a crap schedule, and in fact, I'm going to go through it now. I'm going to read the article. Yeah, but obviously, I'm absolutely lost for words. I really am. Because you knew full well you were adding 2 new teams into the mix this year, which you still wanted to do 30 games, which of course was not going to work. Well, we've been saying that. I've been saying. In fact, I groaned at the Seattle press conference when they said it was going to be 30 games, because I was like, that's not enough. It's not going to work. Nope. I mean, we're only going to see Ottawa 3 times. No, I think it is. No, I think initially before it did look 3, but I think one of them is a TBD, so that's where it got a bit confusion. I am going to print out our own version of the schedules, so maybe that will look more clearer. Yeah, it did look like at first stop glance, it did look like, oh my god, we only seen Ottawa 3 times. Better not. Rematch is what I look forward to the most in the hockey season. Yeah, right, so let me take you through the article for the Frost, because I'm going to be your Day 1 Frost supporters. So, the 25-26 PHL regular season for the Minnesota Frost will begin on the 21st of November, which of course is Wicked for Good release date. Speaking of Wicked, Pluto, I did tell you last night about the double headers. Yes, but are they going to happen for the UK? I don't know. Would you do it? I would do it. I mean, me and Pluto, we did talk about this last year, if that was possible, we'll do it. And I said I would, but I'm not sure how my water works with coat, because if you do like a 15-20 minute gap, that's not going to work for me. Nah, but we'll see. Yeah, but somebody did post yesterday on socials that they are going to happen. We might get more details about that next week, so I'll keep an eye on that. So it would be what? Both films back to back? Yeah, with I think like a 10-15 minute break. It's like when me and Plur took Cerise Plur to see Hamilton last week. Yeah. You had the first act, and then they had like a 10-minute intermission, and then you had the second act. So we, because you guys weren't back till I think about 11 o'clock. So that, so that would be with me. So November 21st at 6 p.m. Central at Galaxy Arena. The Frost will have their opening night and opener when they will raise their second World Cup banner against the Toronto Scepters. Yeah. So that is basically going to be rubbing it in Toronto's faces, because obviously, it's one of those rare times where somebody's raising a banner against a team they beat to get the banner, or on the road to beat the banner. Yeah. Well, because obviously last year it was the Sirens was always raised last. This year's going to be the Scepters. That's going to be midnight our time. Okay. That's midnight our time. So mine. And then it's because that's part of a double header. The next after that is, I know you were up for that one. We will see. Yeah. There are going to be some, for those of you who are PWHL UK for those of you who are fans of the PWHL UK, there are going to be some 3 AM start times this year, given how we now have Seattle and Vancouver in the league. I've not checked for ours yet, the time of this is I'm going to do that when I make our schedule PDF to have. Okay. So following the opener, which will feature a championship banner raising ceremony, the Frost will make their first visit to the West Coast as the opponent for PWHL Seattle in the expansion team's historic opening game at Clyde Pledge Arena on November the 28th. How do we feel about being Seattle's home opener? How do we feel about that? Because, I mean, someone's got to do it. You're right, somebody has got to do it. I mean, if they want to be the best, the gold says you have to beat the best, so what better way to say you get to have the World Cup champions as your home opener? As your first ever home opener. We've not seen that happen yet in the NHL, have we? No. No, because the Krakens, in terms of recent years, the Krakens was bank with the Canucks, and I think, wasn't it Howler? I think it might have been Howler. It was Baker's. Yeah, I think it might have been. Yeah, I need to double check that bit, but I think it was Howler. I think it might have been Howler. Yeah. Anyway. No, so we'll be Seattle's. I'm pleased with that, because I think if I had to be the home opener for one of the two teams, I think I preferred mine might have been Seattle. Just because the awkwardness that is going to be with us Vancouver, all of our players we lost, it's matched up with Vancouver. So I'd like to not have that straight away. Yeah, so I think it's going to be exciting there. Then the 2-game early season road trip concludes with a stop in Ottawa at T Place on December 2nd for the first rematch of last season's PWHL World Cup finals. So these two expansion teams will make their first trip to St. Paul in January. PWHL Seattle will come first. They will be visiting us on the 11th of January before PWHL Vancouver makes their debut to Minnesota on the 28th of January. And that is our last game before the break for the Olympics. Yeah. I'm going to go through that in a moment. The Frost will spend... Well, this is where it gets a bit misleading. The Frost will spend much of the 2026 portion of the schedule in St. Paul, with 4 home games in January, 4 in March, and 3 in April. Although one of those in March is a TBD, and all those home games are spread out across the months. So yeah. We've got no homestands this year. None. Which is not good for us if we want, given how we want to travel. Yeah. It's not good for us. Yeah. And also, we've left him downstairs with Sharky. Oh, smart move. Smart move! Yeah, I know. We literally just told Nordy to go fuck himself last time. We literally fired all expletives at Nordy last night because, we were trying to work it out. We've got one particular portion that we feel would have been our best option, but it's been screwed up because it's a TBD. The reason because it's a TBD is because Nordy is hosting the Maple Leafs in a back-to-back. Because the night before he'll host the Rangers. So that's why it's a TBD, because Nordy, the bastard, is hosting a game on that night. And yet later in that month of March, the Wild are in Minnesota. Yeah, dreadful. Pathetic. Yeah. So that part of the year was misleading, because technically, we are spending most of the 26 at home. It's not at home stands. Nope. Now, the season will, of course, feature 2 international breaks to accommodate national team play, including a month-long break in February for the 2026 Olympic Winter Games being held in Milan Cortina, where a number of Frost players are expected to represent their countries. Right, so this basically confirms what we've spent the summer speculating and thinking might happen. That is, the PWHL will be involved in the Olympics in Cortina. So, I want to do an episode on that. I want to do an Olympic hockey show on that. But what I will briefly say now is BBC and Eurosport, you two are now on notice. Oh yeah, because we split our coverage. Yeah, our coverage UK is split between BBC and Eurosport. And I think I remember for the majority of Beijing, the hockey was on Eurosport. It was. Yeah. So, BBC and Eurosport, you are now on notice. If you do not plug the PWHL properly in your coverage of the women's games, I will come for you. And trust me, you will not like to see me bring the thunder. Oh no, you did not want to see George furious. George is fury. Oh, you don't want to know. You don't want to know. He may look sweet and innocent, but he can bring the thunder when he wants to. So his fury. And Nordy found out last night with expletives. In fact, no, Lady, you were the worst. Well, he had it coming. He had it coming. He had it coming. I don't think I went too throttling because I technically have adopted him, whereas you two can go full throttle. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So let me just go through those international breaks. We've got one coming in December. Yeah, for the for national tournaments. I think it's the European tour. It's called the Rugby Series. Right. So I'll let you do it, lady. Okay. So the PWHL Olympic break will begin on the 29th of January and will run to the February the 25th. So that kind of a tight schedule though for us to then record that special Spurs episode. Oh yeah, because you go on Olympic break February the 3rd. We'll only have what? January 30, January 31, February what? 5 days. We'll only have 5 days to get recorded and published. It'll be fine. Yeah, we'll get it done. Yeah. Because from February the 4th to February the 22nd, I'm on Olympics. So yeah. And can I just point out in terms of schedule? Yeah. There we go. Why is the one open at the far end? Should have gone closest. Never mind. I should point out, our Frost don't come back for the Olympic break until the 1st of March, but the R games go on, I think it's the 26th, 7 and 26, 27, 28, and we're going to watch all those. So we're going to have 4 days of PHL coverage. Yep, because we're upping our coverage this year. Yeah. We are upping our coverage this year. Yeah. Right, so we can have that. Yeah. The other break, where is it? Yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah, the other break is in December. That's December the 8th to the 15th. That's a full week. So really, yeah, it's 8th to the 15th. So that's Monday the 8th to Monday the 15th December. Oh, so that means Christmas is a Thursday. Yes. This year. Okay. Yep. Why are you jotting that down? George does not celebrate Christmas. I don't. Why are you making a note of that? And God forbid, the Christmas adverts have already started on our fucking tellies. It's like, give me a break. Can I not just get through Thanksgiving? Can you not just let me have Thanksgiving first? If you were Prime Minister, you would make a rule in this country that would be no Christmas adverts or after Thanksgiving. I would. Yeah, that would be one of your manifesto pledges. Well, I couldn't do any worse than what's currently in administration right now. Let's just be honest with that. Yeah. So from 8th to 15th December, there'll be a week on break for national team tournaments. Yeah. And the Canadian leg of the rugby. Do you want to give me the dates of the Canadian leg of the rugby, Mickey? Yes. 10th and the 13th of December in Edmonton. Yeah, so both stops in the Canadian tour portion will be in one city. Really good. I think it also is going to help Edmonton boost their case for expansion team. Yes. There is talk they could maybe be giving another go on the Takeover Tour again this season. So let's bear that in mind. Yeah. So yeah, I think Edmonton's really trying to boost their case for expansion team, given how expansion could be coming again a lot quicker than we might have anticipated. Yeah, but that's it is. Yeah. Right. Let me go through the rest of the other big key moments of the schedule, and then we can rant. Yeah, we can spend the rest of the day ranting. So The PWHL opens on November the 21st. I already mentioned our game, but there's a step. But after our game, there's a second one on the night, and that is going to be when. You want to stay up for this? I don't. You want to stay up for this? Well, it would be. So yeah, at 7 p.m. Pacific, we will have PWHL Seattle and PWHL Vancouver at Pacific Coliseum. 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, 3 a.m. in the UK. Pluto wants to do the double header. Yeah. Pluto would want to do the double header. So, would that work with you having to do socials? Yeah, because this year I'm just going to do the heading that's on the news article. Okay. I'm reworking how to do those game recaps for this season. Okay. So this year it'll be just a little heading and then tag and then post. Yeah. It'll be easy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's how I'm going to do it this year. Yeah. I'm currently in the middle of reworking that. Yeah. So that's fine. So we'll see. We'll see. We are hoping we'll see. Look, honestly, well done for scheduling that. Yeah. How do you maximise two brand new teams coming to the league? You make them play against each other on day one, and that's brilliant. Yeah. Although some might argue that's an easy 3 points to get on the board for against it. Well, it depends. I mean, no, but I just say some people look at it and think it's going to be that makes it easy for those two teams to get points on the board from the get go. Well, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. We will see what happens. But you will do the double header. Yeah, we'll see. Because our game starts at midnight our time, and then it would have to be immediately straight afterwards. But we will decide that on the day. Yeah, we will decide that on the day. Speaking of which, when we get to that, going into that week, you're going to need someone to stock up with tissues in case it's another weepy. Like last year. Yes, yeah. Then the weekend action continues on November the 22nd with the Ottawa Charge hosting the York Sirens, 7 p.m. East at TD Place, and Sunday the 23rd with the Boston Fleet welcoming the Montreal Victoire to the Songer Centre at UMass Lowell at 1 p.m. Eastern. The Boston Fleet are splitting their home game season between Songer Centre and Aganis Arena. So just bear in mind if you are in the Boston area, you're planning to go to a Fleet game this season. Obviously, go to the Boston Fleet's website for that. Yeah. I'm just going to go through each team's home opener, and then we're going to finish off the episode by ranting a bit more. So, these are the home openers. So, for our Frost, it's Friday, November 21st, 7 p.m. Eastern, versus Toronto Scepters at Grand Casino Arena. For PWHL Vancouver, Friday, November 21st, 10 p.m. Eastern, versus PWHL Seattle at Pacific Coliseum. For the Ottawa Charge, it's Saturday, November 22nd, 7 p.m. Eastern, versus the York Sirens at TD Place. For the Boston Fleet, it's Sunday, November 23rd, 1 p.m. Eastern, versus Montreal Victoire at the Songer Centre. For the Montreal Victoire, it's Tuesday, November 25th, 7 p.m. Eastern, versus the York Sirens at Place Bell. PWHL Seattle, November 28th, 4 p.m. Eastern, versus Minnesota at Clyde Pet Arena. The York Sirens, November 29th, 12 p.m. Eastern, they'll be hosting PWHL Vancouver at Prudential Centre. And for the Toronto Scepters, Saturday, November 29th, 2 p.m. Eastern, they'll be hosting the Boston Fleet at Coca-Cola Coliseum. Those are the home openers for each team for the 25-26 season. Right, let's finish off by ranting. Yeah, pop the phone there. Let's just finish our ranting. Because, for us, it's a terrible schedule. We haven't even got any decent road trips for the second half of the season. I know, because I know you were trying to say, just before we came upstairs, you were trying to say, well, can we not try to do road trip? I mean, we'd like to do road trips one day. But I then went, no, because the best road trips are before in the road to Christmas and start of the year. That's not doing for us, especially as we've got a theatre out in January. Of course we do. Yeah, so that, yeah, because you two are seeing 6 at the Palace Theatre. And then after that, George, will you have seen 6 in every single Manchester theatre? Yes. Lowry, Opera House, Palace. And you know what's funny, lady? After we booked Palace, we found out it's going to be the Lowry again later in the year. Oh no! It's the same with Waitress. Is it? Yeah. Is it? Yes. I told you this because we had to get Waitress booked ASAP because it's literally limited run each stop. Each stop's only got a week. I'll show you it afterwards. You are currently debating whether to go to Legally Blonde. You're thinking about that one. Yeah. No. So I mean, road trip would have been great to have it done because then we could have then ticked off other these markets and then wouldn't have then much. But yeah, then we might not have to done this big road trip up in the future. But we could then go, oh, I've been to Devon, yeah. Ugh. No. I mean, because with PWHL, I don't feel we should be restrained myself. I mean, with AHL, I'll only want to go and see Sharky in Thursday. Only other place I would do would be California. So, yeah, you're stressed. Yeah, what? You'd actually come to, you would, what? You would actually let us take you to an LA King Sharks game in LA? Yes, if the PHR had a California team there. Okay, fair dues. I would have no problems going. I would have no problems going back to because I always would like to maybe lead the door open to maybe go back to Disneyland. So yeah, but no, yeah. But with the Frost, I have no problems going anywhere and everywhere to go and see our Frost. We've said that time again. Lady for Matt Tyler said this is the league that makes me want to travel. I actually would like to take up a tour game in the future. Yeah, you know, get that. You know that. Yeah. But yeah. So, and the problem is, there are some good road trips, but they're happening at the very beginning of the season, and it would be too late right now to try and get them booked. Plus, it's towards the Christmas time of the year, which is a no-go. That is a no-go. What is it with people that like to take vacations abroad during Christmas? That's a no-go. Do you know how stressful that would be? So it's like, seriously? No. Are you mad? Just look. If you want to get out of family outings that badly at Christmas, just lock yourself in your bedroom and put YouTube on at full blast. Or Spotify, whatever takes your fancy. But there are some good road trips there, but unfortunately, they are towards the beginning of the year, more towards Christmas time, which of course is a no-go. So, yeah. Which one were you thinking anyway? You may as well say it now on the broadcast. Which one was it? Was it, hold on. I think it was after Christmas. The one after Christmas, or the one before Christmas. Because before Christmas, there's December the there is November 28th, December 2nd, December 7th. And then after Christmas, there is December 27th, December 30, January 3, January 4. That one. So Canadian, yeah. Oh, so that would have been Vancouver, which is a TBD. We think that might be the Canucks venue. Yeah. We think that might. We don't think that'll be a takeover tour. We think that might be the Canucks venue. Given how well Roger did on on last season's tour, they would have Toronto or Montreal. You thinking that one? Problem is that is after Christmas, and of course we have a theatre date in January. That would not work. What's the one before Christmas? The one before Christmas would have been Seattle's home opener, then Ottawa, and then Boston. No, the Wild Card were better. Right, the one that we were thinking, which was our best option, would have been March the 13th, when we would be hosting Seattle. Then March the 15th, we should be hosting New York, but that is a TBD. We think that might be a Takeover Tour game. And then March the 18th, hosting Ottawa. Now, that would be a really good because that meant we would have got 3 games. Ideally, for a home stat, I would like to have 4 games, but I would have taken the 3, because obviously you can know where we are right now. Yeah. We would have gotten Ottawa in, yeah, a rematch, yeah. We would have got to see Harry United Seattle, and also have the Sirens. Would have been a great one. But because the Sirens was a TBD, we can't do anything. Yeah, because we think that's going to be a Takeover Tour. Ruddy Naughty! Yeah. Ruddy Naughty! If he was up, it's a good job he's downstairs in the showground, because if he was up here, I literally would be using it like a huge chance. Would be using it as a stress doll. Ruddy Naughty. I admit, you know, yeah, that would have been our best option. It's not the preferred option, but it would have been the best option for us. Yeah. But anyway, but no, I just feel this schedule release is ridiculous, and I can't believe the final day of the regular season is April 25th, and we're all in play. What? Show him, George. Show him. What? Yep. Tell me she's joking. She's not joking. She's not. She is not joking. There. What? Yep. Yeah, last day of regular season is going to be manic. Yeah. The regular season ends on Saturday, April 25th, when we will have New York at Boston, Toronto at Ottawa. Again! Well, at least this time it's Ottawa hosting Toronto. But seriously, oh, for fuck's sake. Give the Charge some variety and flavour in their last game of the season, for crying out loud, Billie Jean King. But she's not going to pour Prince over it. Oh, and then Jaya haven't! For God's sake! Then you have Montreal at Seattle and us at Vancouver. Right, so the expansion teams get to finish the season at home. Oh, that makes it all better and better. Yeah. YouTube's going to be in overdrive that day. Yep. Oh, yep. YouTube's going to be in overdrive that day. All 8 teams in one go. Bloody hell. Carnage. Never mind March Madness. It's going to be an April knockout. April Royale. Yeah, April Royale. Yeah. Oh, God. Now, that early finish, of course, is largely due to the fact, obviously, the PWHL is not going to let anyone go to the World Championships. Which we can't expect it, because given how those stupid bylaws for the IHF. I know. What is it with that bylaw saying, oh, this tournament must be held either late March or in April? That's fine in a non-Olympic year, but we're in an Olympic cycle! Yeah, it'll be 5 or 6 weeks after Milan Cortina. That's not good. No, that is not good. And you knew the Professional Hockey League now exists. You knew they were going to have a sell on this, and they're not happy. Nope, they're not happy. Why can't in the Olympic years they just play in the summer? Like Beijing was. Yep. Oh, just don't know. I thought I read something the other day that said that's how it's supposed to be for Olympic years, but the IHF changed it back. I think they did change it back. No, I think they probably looked at Beijing and thought, right, that's gonna be a one-off, or go back to normal. You know, that's not gonna work. Now we have a professional women's league for hockey. Yeah. Plus, it's going to cause us headaches, George, because obviously, like Toto said, me and you will have to follow that and the Frost games at the exact same time. We're not going to cope. Nope. We're not going to cope. Nope. So yeah, so we're at a crossroads. What do we do? Because we can't leave Pluto on his own. We can't. No, we can't. In fact, let's look at what our 8 games in April are, because we can't do that to you. We can't say, right, we're going to go keep up the World Championships and then leave you to deal with the playoff chase on your own. That's not fair on you, because you don't follow the World Championships. You only do the Olympics. Now, that would not be fair on you. The last 2 seasons it's been fine, because obviously the league did pause, but But this season, that would not be fair, because it would mean Plural would be on his own for the tail of the PWHL, while me and Eddie are working on for the World Championships. So April we got April the 4th, April the 1st, 4th, 11th, 15th, 19th, 22nd, and 25th. So chances are we and Lady would only have 3 games back for World Championships. That's not on. No. Not on. That's not on. No. And also, George, you just really brought up something regarding coaches. Yes. Yes, before we came up here, I noted that, well, this is going to cause a massive headache for the PWHL, because if the World Championships are confirmed for April, which is going to be the tail end, literally the playoff push for the World Cup playoffs, which is going to be extremely tight because you know that half of these are going to miss out. We know that Carl McLeod coaches Czechia's national team. We know Troy Ryan coaches Canada's national team. Are we supposed to expect that those two would then go to the World Championships, have to leave the sets in charge, and then they come back when chances are the season will be over, and they may not have a World Cup playoff run to go to? That's not on. No, that's not on. No. Well, this is why you might need to now start looking at getting separate coaches for the national teams. But the problem is, the talent pool for coaching right now is small. Yep. It's small. I mean, we've gone down from being 3 and 3, the perfect balance of 3 men, 3 women, to now 6 men, 2 women. That is a disgrace. Yorkshire tea! And a lot of our cheddar that we sell off to markets. Right, so wow, good luck working that one out. Yeah, because I think if I was the sets or charge, if I was their fans, I would be up in arms if my coach has to then go and leave to go to the World Championship and then come back and we missed the playoffs because we didn't have our head coach there to be able to coach us to get the points we need to qualify. Especially how Ottawa is in a precarious position over what happened during the summer. Yes, you're not confident about the Chargers' chances of going back to the finals, are you, Plur? Well, I think you two are. I'm not. I think it's still wide open. Yeah. Well, for me, if a Canadian team's go with the World Cup first, I think I would like to be the charge or the victoire. That's what I'm saying. Well, over the summer, you said you want to see a rematch. We've not had that yet. So, and we've also not had a team who lost 1 year go back the following win. That's what we need to see. That's how that's in the Super Bowl. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I just think they've cocked it up. And our general manager has been through this. She worked the AHL, knows how to construct a schedule on the Shield side. No, right. You need to make, in a league like this, in such an early stage of development, you need to utilise people's skill sets. And if one of the GMs has got skill sets in how to construct a schedule, that is who you should go to. Not this! Not this! Whoever constructs this schedule should be fired. Out of a cannon. Out of a cannon. It's ridiculous! It's ridiculous! It's ridiculous! It's ridiculous! And that means this season is only, 5 months? Oh my god. It's going to be very short! Because November will be here before we know it. November 21st people before we know it. And we're like, yay! Here we go! It's season 3! We've arrived! Then before you know it, after we come back for the Olympic break, we're like, oh my god, there's only 2 months left before playoffs! That's not on. No, that is not on. This is why I keep saying 30 games is not enough! I know you know. It's not enough! It's not enough! It's not enough! It's not enough! Also, just not to buy one, it tells us to see your opponents a fair amount of times. It's not enough! No, it's not enough. You need to increase the schedule. I don't care what it says in the CBA. renegotiate, because you cannot, especially when I had 4 more teams in the next, I don't know how many years. You can't work. It cannot work. Do you know what? I thought we would get like this maybe in year 5 or 6, not in year 3. Well, it's like you said to start. Well, it's like you said before we recorded, George. The honeymoon phase is over. Yep. Oh yes, the honeymoon phase is now well and truly over, and now we are in this period where the hard work grinds in to make the relationship stable and viable for a long term. And these two should know. How many years have you been married now? Is it 12? Yeah, 12. We very recently had our 12th anniversary. 12 years. Yeah, 12 years. 12 years, 8 kids, it's going strong. Yeah, well, we're child of sweethearts, so... Well, okay, fair. Okay, so you two, not the best example. No. You two, not the best example. And I'm a singleton, so I can't really... Who's had no experience in romance, so I can't really tell you about that either, so, yeah. Some relationships are hard work, guys. Let's just put it at that, okay? And I feel like this is now... But I thought we had maybe like 2 or 3 more years before we got to that point. Yeah? I thought maybe after 5 years, that's when the hard work would then really kick in, because by that point we would have a stable footing in the world, and then... I don't think it would be now in year 3 when we are now expanding into the West Coast. I thought we had 2 more years at least, maybe 3. But yeah, but I did say to you guys, I did think that my advocacy would get tougher the more teams you put in. It's just this past week I'm now realising that, but still very much up for the fight, because I still feel that if I don't do it, who is going to do it? So, well, we're not happy. Right, question for you guys. Is this going to be what we might see once every 4 years? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because the league cares about international breaks. They care about international tournaments. The problem though this year, of course, with the World Title, it's likely going to be not after the Olympics. The league had to make a choice, and they decided what is the bigger priority, and they've gone Olympics. No, well, especially you had what was it here? Had Harry Knight declared just before the World Cup finals that she was going to be retiring from international tournament after Milan Cortina. So you may as well. I think every 4 years there will be no World Championship involved with PWHL. That's how I see it, which I think would be ideal. So that means we would have to get used to this kind of schedule and just pray that, as I've been saying, more games get added into the parade. Yeah. Well, I think we've now got to go more aggressive now with this push to get more games, and also in terms of expansion to get the teams that we want. Yeah. Because I think you two need to push further on Denver to get a team, because I'm going to be pushing forward on California to get a team, because for me, right now, I don't see doing both my hockey sticks in one trip would work. No. I think right now it has to be either one or the other. No. That's fine for now, but I can easily see if California was to be one of the PWHL teams, say this time next year, I could easily time a trip to when the Frost are in California, wherever it is, and then I can then go and see Sharky. No. That's how I would work. Would work. Yeah. But like I said, I have no problems attending Frost games outside Minnesota. I have no problem doing that. But with my Sharks, I am not prepared to cross outside the California border. I'm not prepared to do that. No. Oh, we know. We know. I mean, we literally had to really push you to go and see Steve and Docky because we all the time for, and the whole pack did it as well. Yeah, it wasn't just us two. The whole pack was there. We had to really push you to do that game in Anaheim because we felt this would be your one and only opportunity to see the Sharks on the road. Yeah. So, yeah. Unless you enter a relationship with somebody who's not a Shark supporter. Steady on! Steady on there! steady on there. Steady on there, right? But yeah, yeah. So I would only want to see the Sharks inside California. So that means I go back to Ducky Game Fire. If you have to take me to an LA Kings game against the Sharks, that's fine. Just of course, we can be civil. Can we? Okay, me and you can be civil. He can't. I mean, we do. Okay, he can't. All right, but I just feel that's how I feel. I just don't want to go and see the Sharks outside California. And that's right. But with the Frost, I'm happy for us to maybe do anywhere and everywhere because I just feel because obviously this league makes me want to travel. I feel I would happily go anywhere as long as it's just for like one go. Yeah. So, well, that road trip might have been nice to have done. Yeah, but but it also meant we would be able to have ticked off the Canadians on August 6th. Yep. And then we'd only have to then do Boston and New York. I know. We can't do any international travel during the Christmas period. It is not feasible. It's not doable. Okay, so yeah. Damn. Plus, given how it's now October, not on. No. Not on. Yeah. So yeah, it's her. So for me right now, in terms of travelling, I can't see a way I can do both my hockey states in one go. It has to be one or the other. Yeah. So but I feel if California gets a PWHL team, say this time next year or within the next 5 years, I could then see a way that I could then get Frost in California, go visit, and then we come into San Jose and get a couple of Sharks games. That is how I think it would work. Yeah. So that is how I think it would work. Yeah. Or hear me out. Okay. Or the other solution would be we spend majority of season Frost in Minnesota and we time it to when Sharky goes to Nordic. Or would he not, Phil? I don't know how I'd feel about that. I do not know how I feel about that. I don't know. What if you were dating a Wild supporter? What is this hypothesis about me being going on? Well, we're just trying to throw all scenarios. Oh yeah, but it's like, oh god, no, I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to answer that because that's a pathetic hypothesis. Why are you two throwing out mucky scenarios now at this late hour? God's sake, get ice buckets, the pair of you. Yeah, just oh god, Do you think we're angry because we were banking on this season to be the year we would go out there? Or no, I don't think it is because of that. No. I generally think if we weren't trying to bank on this season to travel and we saw this schedule come out, I still would be angry at it because it's not a decent homestand. I mean, you go back to last season, we had a 4-game homestand. We did at the beginning of January. No. I mean, technically it was a 5-game homestand, but I think one of them was the Taylor Tour stop in Denver. It was, yeah. Which technically still counts because we were classed as the home team. Speaking of teams, I'm not going through those, have I, for the Frost? I'll do that now. I will do that now. Yes, I'll do that now. One of them two that we've already alluded to. I'll go through those now. So yeah, let's go through those now. Okay, so go ready for the TBDs for our Frost. So we have December 21st. When we host Ottawa, that's a TBD. That's our last game before Christmas. The second TBD is December the 27th. We're at Vancouver. That's our first game back after Christmas. Oh my bloody god! Yep. The hockey gods have not been kind to the Minnesota Frost during the Christmas break. Let's just base it like that. Or more reason you take Christmas this year. My Frost have been made to travel and not see their families. Screw the holiday. And I'm on the road for Thanksgiving. Hold on, so that means we got Black. Are we playing Black Friday? Yeah. First ever Black Friday game in the PWHL for us. That might clash with me and Sharky, but it's fine because I'll just let him have him on. We can have. No. Now you don't put Shark's games on if it clashes with PWHL. Of course I don't. No. Well, no. Yeah. The rule now is if a PWHL game clashes, or say there's a Sharks game, I put the PWHL game on and don't watch the Sharks game. That's now the rule. In another season, we did technically put it on because we were using my tablet in year 1, and obviously largely what we can put it on the telly. So the rule now is if a PHL game clashes with a Sharks game, we just put the PHL game on and let Sharky watch highlights of the Sharks game afterwards. That's the rule now going forward. Okay, then those are the first two, and then the others are. Give me a sec. March the 15th, where we host New York. I think that might be the only one. Yeah, so 3. So 3 of the Frost games are TBDs. Now, we did a count yesterday, and there are 20 games in the PHL that are currently TBDs. Now, we are expecting the Takeover Tour to come back this season. We are also assuming that the Victoire, Charge, and Scepters will also host games in the barns of their HL teams. So that would be the Maple Leafs, Canadians, and Scepters. Well, always largely was bad in terms of tennis wise. They only got 11,000 for that one. Yeah, compared to the 19 to 21,000 the Scepters and Victoire has had over the last 2 years. Yeah. Well, here's an opportunity to get the numbers up, then, isn't it? As last year's rise up, might get more people in. We'll see. I think the CBD for us in Vancouver, I think that would be at Rogers Arena, because given how well Rogers Arena hosted the PHL on the Takeover Tour last season, I would not be surprised if PHL Vancouver has a neutral site game at Rogers Arena again, because it worked very well. Yeah, I think. Well, yeah. So I think they could market it rather than market like the big ones to do it theirs. So I would not be surprised if for that game we're going to be at Rogers Arena. Would not be surprised at that, but we'll see. So that could happen as well. So that would then be, but that would then leave 16 games unaccounted for. Now, would the PHL really do a 16-game Takeover Tour? I don't know that would work either. I don't know. I mean, they could do, especially if they wanted to get 4 teams in the second wave expansion. Yeah, but it would be a massive jump to go from 9 to 16 in one season. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, of course, we have now got 2 more teams in the mix. I don't know. Yeah. Because let's assume that Vancouver, Ottawa, Toronto, Montreal playing NHL venues for 1 game. That's 4 out of the 20 taken care of. That still leaves 16 unaccounted for. Well, it depends where they're going to go. Yeah. Because the rumours are Denver, Edmonton, and Quebec are expected to get a second crack, and that could be those 3 could be really crucial because if they can improve on last time, that might strengthen their cases, particularly with Denver. There is possibly also Wisconsin, which is a top candidate for me in Milwaukee. That could be potential. They're potentially looking at the popular states, so Texas, Florida, California. Could maybe the Sirens have one of theirs be in New York? Like, say, they go to an actual arena in New York. Although I don't think they're ever going to be back to New York. No. I think that the move to New Jersey in the end works the Sirens. Yeah. They still need to up the crowd, but I think they did better last year than they did in the first year. Yeah. No. So I think the sides will just stay in New Jersey. I can't see them moving that, but it wouldn't surprise me if every now and then they did like a looks like in Buffalo or actually in New York City. Yeah, because they've got the whole New York area to cover. So yeah, that could be potential maybe. So that would then mean we'd take it out of 15. If Boston could somehow get one in there, that would take it out of 14. And then yeah. But I think with Boston, there's not much manoeuvre for that because TD Garden is a very, very busy arena, as Pascal B can tell us. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So, but I think that's stupid to have gone. Here's the schedule, but oh look, there's a good chunk of it where we don't know when or where we're going to go. Yeah. Well, as I've just said to you guys today, I'm going to leave that week in March. I'm going to leave that open, and I'm not going to think about it now till we get the Takeover tour announced. When we have the Takeover tour announced, that is when I think I can make the decision on if we go or not. Yeah. That is the call. Okay, we've got the schedule. That's fine. Is it an ideal schedule? No. I think the PHL really needs to now go away and think 30 games. It's not working. You need to up these games. Whether it's by 4 or 8, you know, or even number 10. Let's get to 40. You've got to up these games, especially if you want to add 4 teams into the mix in one go. You're going to need to up these games. You're going to need to up them because this is not working. No, 30 games is not working. No, it's not working. It worked fine last year because obviously it was an even split, but now you've got 2 more teams in the mix. It's just confirmed it's not working. But that's right. You've got to up these games. You've got to do it now. You've got to do it now. I agree with you, boy. I don't care what the CBA says. This is not working. Fix it. You fix it. And you fix it now. Because the interest is there. The interest is there. I would rather have a longer women's hockey season than a shorter men's hockey season. I do not think the AHL should go to 84 games next season. I think it's completely stupid. All you're doing is cutting the pre-season by a week. And no way is that Stanley Cup going to get awarded by mid-June that you would hope. No chance. Especially with the infrastructure you're going to put in every 2 years. No chance. No chance. So, well, it's a good job it's now hardwired. You don't only focus on your Sharks. Yeah. Because this season I'm only watching Sharks games. And Wild games. Although for the first half of the season, but until we get this on, I'll be going annoyed going like this. Like Puddington. Yeah. I'll be trying to resist whether I throw a handbag at him. Well, I think handbags need to get thrown on whoever did the schedule. So we need handbags to the face. What, not a shoe? No, Pluto, you throw a shoe at admiration. Do you not remember J Hood? Remember when they got a shoe? Shoes are what you throw for admiration, not in frustration. Or is that right? Yeah. Ah! Yeah, that rhymed. That rhymed, George. Yeah. That's on you there. Ugh. Yeah. So I don't think we're going to be satisfied until we can see an increased schedule. No, that's how I feel. Because we're fine with the international breaks. It's just the fact that while the season's still quite short, you kind of want to have it dragged out as long as you possibly can. Because you're now, this is to finish off, you're now looking at potentially the World Cup. You're now, why am I being so tough today? It's probably your fury. No. You're now potentially looking at a World Cup being handed out mid-May. That's going to make the off-season even more longer than it already is, and this season's been a complete drag. We have not coped. No, especially given that we've had some really bad summers in the UK this year. Really bad. Like, unworkable in here bad. Yeah, it's like, oh. Because we can't crack open windows. It's not allowed. It's not. I do not allow windows being opened in this room. It's not allowed. Yeah. But yeah, just no. When we get more games, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But right now, it's just this schedule is not horrible. And how are we supposed to enjoy this season knowing he's going to go in the Big Benign? That's my concern. I know. Because we love this league. We want this league to succeed. We want to grow this league. How are we supposed to enjoy year 3 knowing that, it's going to be gone by the time we get to mid-May? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, like, what the fuck do we do now? Watch repeats, maybe, yeah. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, God. We did want to go through key dates, didn't we? But I think we're too angry to do that. We can't do it. But we didn't do rematches. We can't confirm with the Iron Os, right? Coming. Oh, of course. No. Right. Fire thoughts to leave off before we go? Or any? Do you want to throw into the ring? Or should we just wrap it up? I could just wrap it up for our safety. Yeah. Look, I'm sure when we get by the time we get to the start of the season, it'll be fine because they have said the non-private venue dates will be confirmed in due course. I imagine that'll be before the season starts. Yeah. So by the time we get to November 21st, it'll all be fine. But it's just right now we're not happy. Yeah, we're not happy. But I'm sure when it gets to the opening night, it will all be fine. He said, hopefully. I'll just finish off by saying, for those of you who are not from, just different hallway. Regardless which team you support, you can go to each team's respective website to get their schedules. I'm going to be spending the weekend making one for us to have for both our Frost and League as a whole. Because obviously this season we are upping our league coverage. That's really nice. This season we're upping our coverage of how many games we watch the PWHL. We're going to watch every single Frost game we normally do. We're also aiming to get at least 2 other games in that week. So I'm looking at a minimum of 3 per week PWHL games to watch. Yeah. So we're going to take it week by week and we're going to look and see which ones we would do. So we're up. Yeah. So we're upping our coverage this season. We've got the plan. So I'm going to make a schedule that's got the time, all of the games, all the time differences. We can then work it out which will be best, which will work for us. But if you want to go check out your team schedules for yourself, just go to the respective team you support's website. It's there for you to see. And of course, obviously, it'll be updated when we get more clearer on the TVDs. But yeah. So there you go. Something nice to leap off there, yeah. But so I've got a very busy weekend going to making, and hopefully we get to start the season.